The silence around Hallis Hall is deceptive because the front office is working through a series of high-stakes decisions that will define the next chapter of this franchise. We are seeing a distinct shift in the draft board strategy for pick number 25, a potential blockbuster trade scenario involving a high-profile running back and a growing connection with a top-tier prospect on the offensive line. Everything is currently fluid, and these three developments could completely reshape the identity of this team before we even reach the summer months.
The latest intelligence coming out of the organization suggests that Ryan Poles is recalibrating his approach to the 25th overall pick following the initial volatility of the free agency period. When you look at the landscape of the roster, the early moves in free agency often dictate where a team needs to pivot when they arrive at the draft podium. Initially, there was a heavy consensus that the Bears would look toward a specific set of skill positions to bolster their offensive firepower. However, recent data points in conversations with league sources indicate that the priority has drifted. The evaluation process is no longer static. It is a living, breathing assessment that changes based on who is still available on the market and how the team feels about the depth of this year's class. Ryan Poles has shown a propensity for being aggressive when he sees a player who fits his specific culture and scheme requirements, and this draft is no different. The shift suggests that the front office is looking to maximize value at a position that might not have been the primary focus just a few weeks ago. This is a tactical maneuver designed to ensure that the team isn't just picking the best player available, but the best fit for the long-term roster construction. We are seeing a shift toward a philosophy that emphasizes trench warfare and consistency in the trenches, which is a hallmark of successful teams in the NFC North. The analysis of the current free agency aftermath indicates that the team is comfortable with their current skill set, but recognizes a glaring need to reinforce the foundation of the team. This isn't just about plugging a hole, it is about building a sustainable competitive advantage that will hold up against the physical nature of our division rivals. As we move closer to the draft, the focus will undoubtedly remain on how the board falls, but the current signals point to a strategy that is both deliberate and calculated. The internal discussions at the facility are intense, reflecting the weight of this pick and the potential for a transformative addition to the roster. It is clear that the front office is playing the long game, prioritizing positions that provide longevity and stability rather than chasing short-term trends. We have to consider that this shift might also be a response to the movement of other teams, as the draft is essentially a game of chess played on a massive scale. Ryan Poles understands that one wrong move can set a franchise back, which is why this reevaluation is such a critical component of their current offseason workflow. It is a fascinating look into the mind of a front office that is constantly evolving and adapting to the realities of the modern NFL landscape. But that is not the only high-stakes maneuver currently being discussed behind closed doors.
If you are enjoying this deep dive into the latest Bears developments, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more insider updates. Your support helps us keep providing this analysis.
The buzz surrounding DeAndre Swift has reached a boiling point today, with reports suggesting that the organization is exploring a high-profile trade that would involve the explosive running back. This is not just a standard roster move, this is a calculated attempt to elevate the offensive ceiling of the team. The speculation involves a potential package that would move DeAndre Swift alongside a draft asset to secure a back capable of producing at an elite 1,800-yard level. When you analyze the offensive scheme, it is clear that the coaching staff is looking for a specific type of production that can shoulder the load in a high-octane environment. DeAndre Swift has been a dynamic component of the rotation, but the front office seems to be weighing the value of his current role against the potential of a transformative acquisition. This kind of move is indicative of a team that is not satisfied with being good and is actively hunting for greatness. The financial implications are massive, as moving a player of this caliber requires a careful look at the salary cap and how it impacts the team's ability to sign other key contributors. It is a delicate balance of talent acquisition and fiscal responsibility. If the team decides to pull the trigger on a move of this magnitude, it would signal a complete shift in the offensive philosophy. We are talking about a player who can fundamentally change the way defenses approach the line of scrimmage, opening up passing lanes and creating opportunities for the wide receivers. The emotional impact on the fan base would be significant, as DeAndre Swift has been a known quantity, and change in the backfield is always a sensitive topic. However, the logic behind the move is rooted in the drive for an elite, game-breaking presence that can carry the team in critical moments. The scouting department has clearly identified a profile that they believe is missing from the current roster. This type of aggressive roster building is exactly what the modern NFL demands, where the margin between a playoff team and a contender is often just one elite playmaker.
we have to consider the long-term impact on the team's cap space and the potential for building a core that can compete for a championship over the next few years. It is a bold strategy and one that highlights the urgency the team feels to capitalize on their current window of opportunity. The coaching staff is clearly looking for a specific skill set that aligns with their vision for the future of the offense. As we continue to track this developing story, it is important to remember that these types of trades are complex and involve multiple layers of negotiation. The team is not just looking for a player, they are looking for a fit, a leader, and a difference maker. It is a high-stakes game of roster management, and the decision to potentially move on from such a key contributor speaks volumes about the front office's commitment to perfection. This sets the stage for a dramatic shift in how the offense will operate next season.
Beyond the headlines of potential trades, there is a very quiet but significant development happening on the offensive line front. Reports are confirming a mutual admiration between the organization and one of the premier center prospects in this draft class. Matt Eberflus has made it clear that the foundation of a winning team is built in the trenches, and the interest shown during the recent pro day visits underscores that commitment. The center position is the heartbeat of the offensive line, responsible for making the calls, identifying blitzes, and ensuring the protection is sound for the quarterback. When a team invests this much time and effort into scouting a specific prospect, it tells you everything you need to know about their internal evaluation of the current depth chart. The prospect in question brings a unique combination of athleticism and football intelligence that fits perfectly with the scheme being implemented. This is not just about raw power, it is about the ability to process information at high speeds and communicate effectively with the rest of the unit. The analysis of this potential addition suggests that the team is looking for a long-term anchor who can stabilize the interior for years to come. Historical context tells us that teams that possess a reliable center are almost always more successful in executing their offensive game plan, particularly in high-pressure scenarios. Matt Eberflus understands this better than anyone, having seen how critical a solid interior line is for the development of a young quarterback. The emotional reaction from the fan base has been one of cautious optimism, as they recognize the importance of fortifying the line to ensure the team's success in the long term. This is a strategic move that addresses a clear area for improvement and aligns with the team's broader philosophy of building from the inside out. The collaboration between the scouting staff and the coaching staff has been seamless, as they look to identify players who not only have the physical tools, but also the mental makeup to thrive in a high-pressure city like Chicago. It is a testament to the organizational culture that they are able to attract such high-level talent to their facility and build a genuine connection that goes beyond just the tape. As we look at the draft board, it becomes increasingly clear that the center position will be a major focal point for the team, and this connection with a top-tier prospect is a major indicator of their intent. This isn't just a rumor, it is a developing reality that could change the entire look of the offensive line in the coming months. The team is doing their due diligence, leaving no stone unturned in their pursuit of excellence. It is this level of preparation that separates the contenders from the rest of the pack in such a competitive league.
From the shifting draft priorities under the guidance of the front office to the potential for a major backfield shakeup and the focus on anchoring the offensive line, this team is clearly in a state of rapid evolution. It is a crucial time for the organization as they look to solidify their roster and set the tone for the upcoming season. We will continue to track these developments as they happen. I want to hear from you. Do you believe the team should pursue that running back trade, or is the current path the right one? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more.